Okay, so in this video, we're actually going to look at an example for console applications and basic output. So open up your Eclipse, and once you've done that, what you want to do, how you create a new project, you want to say File, New, hit Java Project, and then you're going to get this little screen up here. All you want to say is Hello World, and you can hit Enter, and it's going to give you where your project folder. Double click that and double hit source, and you can click that too, and then it has a Hello World class already for me. So if you want to create a new class, let me just go ahead and delete this class. How you create a new class, you simply hit source, and then you can hit File, New, you can say class, and then all you have to do is say Hello World, like that. And there you go, you've gotten your class. And now it'll already give you the headers, public class hello world, or whatever your file name is, and a pair of curly braces. Just hit enter and say public static void main string args. So over here we're creating the main method. And now what you want to do is we're actually going to look at some examples. So first one we're going to look at is a system.out.print example. System.out.print, and we're going to say, in quotes, hello, and let's put a space, and then we're going to say system.out.print, just print, and whoops, my bad, and then we're going to say world. And there you go. So now let's actually see how this all comes out. All you have to do is press this green play button and hit OK, and it will display its output. And there we go. We have hello, a space, and world. That's perfect. Okay, so now what we want to do is, let's say we take out this semicolon. We forget the semicolon. What do? It automatically shows us an error, but then we ignore that. Let's just say we run it. Let's see what happens. It'll throw us an exception and say that there's a Java lang error, and it's a compilation error, and it's a syntax error, like we talked about, and we need to insert a semicolon to complete the print statement over here. So remember how I said in the intro, or like the getting started video, it will send the code to the compiler, but if the compiler sees an error, it'll throw it back, and that's would be a syntax error, and that's exactly what it is. It's a syntax error. So all we have to do, fix it, and then we send it back to the compiler. It'll display it perfectly. Alright, so now let's look at some println examples. So we say println, and let's see how that one works. It works like this. So it says hello and a space world. Now you notice that this space doesn't really affect anything, because even though there's a space, it just moving to it always moves to the beginning of the next line and prints out whatever it is. So now if we put in a println over here, let's see how that would work. Oh, it's the same thing, because all it's doing is that it's moving to the next line, prints out world, and moves it to the next line. Alright? Okay, so that's how println and everything work. Now I want to go on to another example, so I'm just going to comment out this line of code, and notice how I use the multi-line comment. I use the /*, which begins a multi-line comment, and a */ which ends a multi-line comment. Now what I want to do is I want to test out some escape sequences, so I'm going to use a single line comment, and I'm going to make a note saying that this print statement will use escape sequences. Okay, so now let's see what I want to print. I'm gonna use a multi-line comment again to show what I want to print. Okay, alright, so the first line I want to say is gonna be C / open files / source Sahil folder in quotes, Sahil folder, colon, backslash compsci, backslash hello world, and then you have to put a quote, and then I'll say ... and then I want you to move to the next line. So move to the next line, and I want you to say, end quotes, file opened. Okay, and now I want you to do this in a single line of code. So take a moment, pause the video, and try to figure this out. Make sure it's in a single line of code. Alright, so this is how I would approach this problem. So first of all, we know that it's a single line of code, so we don't have to add any println. So system.out.print would work just fine. And then what we want to do is we want to put it in quotes, always in quotes. The first thing we're going to put is a capital C and a colon. And then I notice, oh, we have to put in a backslash. So to put in a single backslash, all we have to do is that, 2 backslashes. And then we're going to say open underscore, open underscore files. And then we have a double backslash. So not only do we have to put in one of these, we actually have to put in 2 of these. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to print out a double backslash. We're going to say source in colon. Actually, let's add a tab over here. Instead of a space, let's add 1, 2, 3, 4. We all add a tab. Source, and then we're going to add a tab. And then we're going to add a quote. So backslash quotation mark Sahil underscore folder. And then we're going to add another quotation mark. So that's how we're going to end it. Actually make this bigger. And then we're right over here. So then we're going to add in a colon. So simply do that. And then we're going to say backslash compsci backslash. So over here we're going to say backslash compsci backslash. And then we're going to say in quotes hello world ... So in quotes, so backslash quote hello world backslash quote, that's a closing quote ... And then we're going to move to the next line. Now here we can put in println and put another print statement, but we all want to do this in one line. So we're going to say ... and we're going to use the backslash n to move to the next line. And then we're going to use the quotes again to say file opened, and then backslash quote. And there we go. That's about it. Let's see if that actually works how we want it to. Hit run. Let's see how this works. All right, so it says C colon backslash open underscore files backslash source space and a tab in quotations Sahil underscore folder in quotations colon backslash compsci backslash in quotations hello world and quotation ... moves to the next line and in quotations and prints out file open. And that's exactly how we wanted to do it.